Hi, my name is SE Wingless, and today we're going to be animating hair. Now, I'm not a pro at this, so everything I'm teaching you is something that I taught myself or watch other examples on YouTube and, applied it to my own. But this method can work on almost all or most animation programs. So, this right here is a drawing that I drew up on the fly. And yeah, she has no hair, but you're about to see what I want to do with it. So what I did for her, I drew out in pencil, then I put it on Photoshop, changed the color of the ink to like a green. You may not see it because the saturation is really bad at this part of the video, but you can still see the image. So what I have there is little sheets of paper that I'll place on top of the picture. It's just so that I could just draw up the hair, well, the different hair motions. Because in animation, in order to actually animate anything, of course you have to draw out the hair motions. And what I have here is the light board. The light board is used to trace images. See, has different brightness levels. And with the light board, if you're not familiar with it, you just place an image that you want on the bottom and then place a clear piece of paper on top. And then cut on the light board, and then it will show the image through the plain piece of paper that you put on top. I didn't really have a plan for drawing the hair. I was sort of winging it. I was trying to think about what's the best hair design I can go with to show just to show you an example about the hair animation. Yeah, doing that hairstyle, I was kind of thinking about the way how Android 18's hair looks in Dragon Ball. So that's where I got my idea for the hair. So yeah, there you go. That's how the light board will help out drawing or tracing images. Well, this image is not traced, it was just drawn on top. But you get what I'm saying. And from here, what I would do, those other pieces of paper that you see, I would place those on top of that hair, and then I would draw a different hair motion, as you see right here. All of this is all the hair motions that I'm gonna be using in order to show off that the hair is moving. And as you see, it's 7 drawings altogether. When animating, I'm gonna be using all those 7 drawings on 7 separate frames. So I take it as a Photoshop, and I change the hair to a different color. This will help show off how the hair will look while animating. And of course, for each hair has its own separate layer. So when I take it to Animate Studios, that's the animate program that I use to animate my work. This will make it so that I can swap out one picture for the next. So this is Animate Studios, and Right now, you only see one picture of the body, one picture of the hair. And the reason being is that in Animate Studios, you have this thing called the switch layer. And what the switch layer do is that you can place all the images that you drawn out that you want animated into that one folder. And when you need to switch out for the movement, you just go to that folder and indicate what picture that you want to be taken out and what picture that you want to be placed in, which you'll see right here in a minute. See, I named the file, the switch layer that I want the hair to be animated as hair flowing, and as you see, all the pictures that I have within that file. The hair is slowly moving as I change different pictures. Oh, another thing that Anime Studio does, when you load your pictures, it'll be loaded with different sizes of the pictures. Meaning, when you save your pictures as a PNG, then it'll save every picture that you use for that hair. So when you load it up to Anime Studios, you may have to resize it again to the size that you want, or you may have to reposition it. And see right here, the dots on the bottom, those are where how many times I changed the hair pick. So you see at frame 45, no, 42. Hold on. So you see at frame 48, that's when the hair pick changed, and then I skipped a frame, then changed the hair again in another frame, skipped a frame, and so on. And the reason I do that, because depending on where you switch pictures at, determines the speed of the animation. You don't want to make the animation too choppy or too fast. You don't want to too fast enough that the eyes cannot follow. And of course, as they say, when you start out an animation, it's 24 frames per second. On the bottom where you see 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the seconds. On the top, on the purple bar, those are the frames. The animation may not look like it's going to fully animate, but after everything is set, you'll see it in full effect. And between those frames, you can see like I switched out the bodies for the animation. So you see like a little bit that the eyes have closed and then it just reopened. That's on a different switch layer. So here's the animation. Cool, right? It only took like 7 drawings to make that hair effect and 3 drawings to get the character to blink. Like while animating, I think of it as a flip book animation. And then when I get to Anime Studios, it's all about where you place the frames. Maybe I'll post another animation video up real soon. But just like you and me, if you start an animation, I'm learning on the go as well. So if you like what you see and if it helped you out, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.